play is about the the getting together of Orson Welles and Larry Olivier, brought together by the fiercely intellectual critic of the day, Ken Tynan, who brought these guys together to work on Eugene Ionesco's production of Rhinoceros at the Royal Court. Tynan wanted Welles, who was this preeminent intellectual of his day, to direct Olivier, who was the sort of preeminent actor of his day, and thought he would get these two together to do a French absurdist play and see what the results might be.
For my generation, these characters, I grew up with them, these actors, I grew up with them. I was named after an iconic film star, Gina Brigida. I mean, this was the sort of tapestry of what we grew up with, all these names of these movie stars and great actors and directors. But I think what's really interesting is that it's a young director, it's a young production company. This is a theatre that attracts young people, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see if it captures the imagination of young people now and is relevant now.
I've never played anyone who's real before, I don't think. So it's really, really nice that you've got lots of stuff that you can read, lots of stuff that you can see online, and also talk to actors that I've worked with who knew him or had met him, as well as Laurence Olivier and people like that. So it's just a wonderful idea, wonderful way to learn more about your craft, really, and about the kind of industry that you work in from a bygone era. And someone like Ken Tynan, who was a fascinating kind of guy, a bit naughty, but also, you know, an incredibly important figure within theatre who started off as a critic.
Actually, the funny thing I found in a lot of the interviews which we have, in the interviews with Olivier, everything's very calm. I mean, he just speaks very quietly, like this. Oh dear, well, I did my best with that part, but I'm not sure if I pulled it off, you know. It's all very sort of low-key, and of course this is quite a high-octane play, so I couldn't play the whole thing down at that level. So I've had to theatricalise it.
I wasn't necessarily looking to work in the summer, but I read the script and the dialogue just jumps off the page. It's very, very witty, it's very well written, and it feels very alive and very muscular, and I just loved it as soon as I read it. And also it's been a real treat researching this character, researching Vivien Leigh, her relationship with Laurence Olivier, and all the characters in the play, and I really enjoyed it.
I would say come and see it if you're interested in a slice of history, which is this production, this extraordinary play, Rhinoceros, which is a very odd play. And you want to see a pretty amusing rendition of Orson Welles and Olivier butting heads. And there's some wonderful depth to the play too. It does deal with Vivien Leigh's mania brilliantly, and Gina does it brilliantly. And I think it's a play of, if we get it right, it's very funny, and I think it also has real depth.